Wello.
Hello.
Man, it's been a minute since we've been at this.
We have. I mean, yeah.
It's been a hot minute since we've been at this. We took a break last week.
Feels like forever.
Yeah, we had a lot of stuff going on. Lots of life changes, things happening.
Lots of life changes.
Yeah, we'll get to share that with y'all at some point, but it's good. It's exciting.
Yep.
It's scary. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. How are you? It's
good.
like a 2-week break.
I know. It feels long. I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm tired. We had such an awesome weekend.
We did. Lots going on, but it was busy.
Yeah.
It was busy.
It was so busy. We had our marriage conference at our church.
Yep.
Saw a ton of people.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Fun stuff.
Yeah, my introvert needs to go hide for 2 days.
There you go. We'll try to make that happen. But as always, like, subscribe.
I feel like you just dismissed my tiredness.
How did I dismiss your tiredness?
Because I said, I feel like I need to introvert and,
Yeah, and I said we'd take care of that.
And then you followed up with but moving along, I need my feelings acknowledged.
They were acknowledged.
No, I don't feel like that. I don't feel like that. Go ahead, tell the people about the like and subscribe and such. It's whatever. It's fine. What? Don't flare your nostrils at me.
I'm not flaring nostrils at all. I'm just want to make sure that you get everything out that you need to get out.
I mean, I guess it's out. It's out now.
Okay.
Not like it's not going to be dismissed anyway, so even if it wasn't out, it'd be fine.
Yes, so please do follow, like, and subscribe.
See?
Yep. And please email us, chickenandwaffleshow@gmail.com. We do really enjoy hearing from you guys. But yeah, follow us on the YouTube. The algorithms, they matter. The likes matter. It helps us to be seen by other people. So if you're getting value out of this, you're finding value, please do give us a like. But I think we have a good one today. Just, to follow up from the last show, my beautiful wife is still sharing things with me that she finds annoying. That seems to come out on a daily basis.
Because I'm
things
reminded
I
of it
didn't
when
know.
you do it.
Oh.
So it's like, that annoys me too.
Yeah. That's.
And it's one of those, man, I wish I would have shared that.
No, we good. We straight. But onto a different topic. Thank God this week. But today it is. Why are you looking at me like that?
You say "but" a lot. I just realized that.
Okay, I will not say "but."
Said it.
Well, yeah, I just said it because whatever. Anyway, you're annoying.
Get on your side.
I am on my side.
I felt your foot.
That does not mean that I'm not on my side.
But anyway.
Is it okay to have a work wife and a work husband? Y'all, she already got something to say. Y'all heard that? She already has something to say. So that's the topic for today. Work wife, work husband. Is that okay? Yes, no, why or why not? So the floor is yours, my dear.
I go for. You can go.
No.
How do you feel? How you feel about a work wife, work husband?
Dang, you say that with a lot of contempt.
How you feel? Let me readjust my microphone. How you feel? How you feel about a work wife, work husband? I don't feel like. First of all, I don't feel like a real adult because I don't feel like I do a real adult job. Also, I don't have a work wife, work husband because I'm by myself.
Okay.
So how you feel?
How I feel is it's not an appropriate thing. I don't think it's...
I'm listening. Continue.
Yeah. When you said that, I was like, you lucky you said the right thing. That's how that came across.
Make sure I sit up straight for the people.
Okay. No, so personally, I don't think it's a good thing. I don't think it's the right thing to do. Because generally what tends to happen, like, I'll share a little bit about our background. We went through a time of some infidelity on my part. And the way that came about was because of spending lots of time with this other person.
Right.
And so generally when you have those type of environments, interactions, things like that, which can easily happen at work.
Yeah.
And you're spending lots of time with one person on a regular basis. You begin to confide in them about different things, and then problems elsewhere get magnified, and then you're sharing with that person and confiding and finding comfort and different things like that. And it's just grounds for things to bloom in the wrong way. Right.
Yeah.
I don't think it's healthy. I mean, I say especially, but obviously if you're married, that's not something you really want to foster.
Yeah.
Like, again, I've been in plenty of environments where I work with ladies and work with them on a regular basis. But when you begin to say those things, like, folks, y'all got to realize, like, your words have power.
Absolutely.
Your words have power.
Right.
So I'm not calling anybody who is not my wife wifey. Like, that's just, it's not happening, because it matters when I call her my wife, because there's a covenant that we entered into. And so when you say that, you're reinforcing things over and over again. So that's my 2 cents to start off with.
It was a great show. We'll see y'all next week.
There you go. That's it, folks. We out.
That's it. I don't think there's much to elaborate on that. Don't have one. It's true though. When you say it, it's like, oh, I got my work wife. I just feel like
That's what we were looking for right there. That's how it starts.
Listen. Let me clear my throat. Listen.
Let me clear my throat. John Forte, and the microphone sway this way.
Do you feel like you should be?
I need the screen in front of it.
Yeah. Like a little spit guard.
Yep.
Work wife, work husbands. Absolutely 100% no. I don't care if they're gay. I don't care if
that's a big one right there. That is a big one.
I don't care. Using the term, I hope somebody is funding my bills. I keep going back to finances. I hope somebody need to pay my stuff. You got to pay to play. You still ain't playing, but you got to pay to play. You want the term? You gonna have to pay to play. It is something that you become. It could be like your work bestie, right? Like, you're in close proximity with this person 10 to 12 hours, 8 to 12 hours of your day.
Yeah.
5 to 6 days out of the week.
Yeah.
Maybe even 7 if you travel. So there is power in that, because you spend all this time with them. Oh, that's my work husband. We just talk about blah, 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 blah. It's not that big of a deal. But there's a lot of things that I bet they know that your husband don't. Or your wife doesn't. I bet there's a lot of things that you share with that person. And you know what? And I get it, right? Relationships. You have girlfriends. You have people that we talked about, confiding in a community, confiding in specific people. A lot of that can get carried away. And if you got somebody else speaking into your marriage or your relationship, whatever you have, that can get very ugly very quickly. If it's not somebody for you and your person, that's going to get ugly real quick. It's you start to share things that isn't within. You start to share things that you feel like you just need to vent. You just need to let it out. You just want somebody to talk to.
It starts innocent most of the time.
It's very innocent. It's very innocent. But that person can relate. That person can comfort you in ways that you start to feel like your person doesn't do.
Right.
That your spouse, that your partner does not do for you. So then the grass starts looking greener on the other side. It begins to manifest as something very, very different than what you thought it was.
Right.
Even if it's something like, well, I told my husband about my work husband. I told my husband about that's just, I feel like that's just real disrespectful to me, because marriage takes work. There's power in words, and you can walk away from that relationship. I'm not walking away from this one.
Right.
There's certain things that the term husband holds. There's certain things that the term spouse holds. There's certain things that you guys do together that you don't do with your other. It can lead to that. So I just feel like that's 100% unacceptable. It could be innocent at first. It could be something that, that you two mutually know about, but they've met them, but they've this, but they've that. But when you start sharing about how you feel your husband isn't doing you right, how you just feel so stressed out at home, how your kids are getting on your nerves, how this, it's real easy to be like, man, let me help you out. Because I see you 12 hours of the day. You're going back home, and so am I. Mm-hmm. Let me comfort you. Let's go get a drink. Let's go hang. Let's just go get lunch.
Let's go decompress.
Let's go decompress together. There's a lot of things that you're doing, but you ain't talking to your spouse about.
Yep.
So it's real easy. I'm not saying you can't have people that you confide in, but it needs to be very grounded and very for your marriage, even if they say it is for your marriage. Even if they are for you or you feel like they're for you, because the lines can get very blurry, and it takes that one moment. Let that person be there at the right time at your most vulnerable. I bet you it's not going to be just a work wife, work husband anymore.
Uh-oh.
That's all I'm saying. It really does. It goes back to how we talk about friends of the opposite sex. No, you met them there. Okay, great.
Yeah.
We know about them. Okay, great. But now you're starting to share things that you probably should have been sharing with me. Now things are getting intimately shared in a very different way, because we talked about how intimacy is not just physical. Mm-hmm. It is emotional. It is spiritual. There are things that you may have opened up about because now you're just as comfortable with this person talking all your stuff to. So now you have reconnected on a very different level.
Man, that's such a that those things can get so twisted, and those lines can get so blurred so easily, because especially if it's two people who are in not the best situation. So whether they realize it or not, they're actively looking for relief. They're actively looking for, I need somebody to understand me where I'm at on my level. Yeah. So you got one person over here who's, she's feeling neglected and stuff like that at home. Then you got dude over here who he's feeling neglected and stuff at home. And it's just like, that's the perfect making for a bomb to explode.
Absolutely. We get caught up in our own lives. We talked to it ties into so much, right? We talked about not spending time with your spouse and dating them. We talked about getting stuck in a routine. We talked about new kids. We talked about having relationships of the opposite sex. Certain things that you weren't seeking in your marriage before, certain things that all of a sudden just became routine, certain things that you just didn't feel like after having a baby, you didn't feel 100% and you felt like you didn't feel good about yourself. But now this person is looking at you very differently. So you feel wanted, you feel loved, you feel like I don't look bad. Even though your husband thinks, oh my gosh, you're the most beautiful thing walking up into this house, and I cannot put my eyes on anything else. That's not what you feel. What you feel is they don't help me, so I'm not loved. They are not doing da-da-da-da. We don't go on dates. We don't reconnect. This is new. It's fresh. You see this person. You look forward to seeing him because you don't spend 100% of your time with that person. It was just like dating. So you're essentially dating your work husband in a very different way. You just got a paycheck for it.
Yikes. That's
real talk. I feel like, it can be very blurry in just like best friend roles. Having a best friend of the opposite sex, that can be hard. Mm-hmm. That can be very hard because you've shared a lot with this other person. But the difference sometimes can be with that is your husband knows about this person, right? You figure out how to set boundaries. Like, I can't talk to you about certain things anymore that I probably could. Or maybe you could because you need a man's perspective. But guess what I'm always going to do? I'm always going to come back to you and say, hey, so I talked to such and such, and he told me I need to look at it this way. Because they're for your marriage. Because my husband knows about this person. Because I've set boundaries with this person. That's a different type of relationship.
Yeah.
He can still continue to be my best friend because I've said, this is where I draw the line, and I can't have the same relationship with you that we had when me and him were just dating. We were just all friends.
And that's a big thing when you talk about setting boundaries, right? So there are so many times that we don't set those boundaries, and even taking a step further than just setting boundaries, you have to pre-decide a lot of things, right? You have to pre-decide, if I find myself here, this is what I'm going to do. If I find myself in this situation,
Absolutely.
Because all the time you don't purposely set yourself up to be in a particular situation. You don't purposely set yourself up to, find yourself in a compromised area or something like that. But you have to pre-decide, make it up in your mind already. If this happens, this is what I will do. So when you find yourself there, there's no questioning yourself, questioning your integrity, questioning what you should or should not do. You've already decided ahead of time, like, if this happens, like, I'm out.
You know, it's all fun and games when you start talking about my work husband and my work wife. It's all fun and games because it's so innocent, and your person knows about them, and you know, oh, they just work with them. It's not a big deal. It becomes not a big deal, and in your head, you've already subconsciously made it up in your head. It's not a big deal. They know about him. I'm not doing anything wrong. They know who I work with. They know that they text me. We're talking about work stuff. We have inside jokes. We got A, B, and C. The line becomes very blurry very quickly. And it's not your intention. It's nobody's intention. But when you spend that much time, let him hug you just a little bit longer. Bet you your feelings change.
That 1 second.
I put money on that. I put money your feelings change just a little bit. You feel some type of way inside when you hug a little bit different. That slight touch, I bet you feel a little bit different. Him thinking about you and bringing you food or buying you food throughout the day, just like, oh, hey, I just bringing you coffee in the morning.
Things that you wish your husband or wife was doing.
You have a routine with this person that you work with. You pick up routines together because you work together. I'm not saying there is anything wrong with that. Right. I'm not saying that you can't work with the opposite sex. Right. That's not realistic. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with picking up coffee and whatever. We do it for people all the time. We buy lunch. At LA Fitness, man, we had a ongoing Starbucks card and we bought for all of us, and it was somebody would refill it for the. There's nothing, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but when it starts to become very personal very quickly and you don't recognize that, or you say it's okay because my person knows about it, that's when it gets very, very ugly.
So something that you talked about in the beginning, you had said it doesn't matter if they're gay or not.
Yeah. Which
I think it's more so on the female side. They're like, oh, he's gay, it doesn't matter. Like, that's my work husband. But he's gay, so it doesn't matter. But it still does matter.
Yeah, for sure. Are you still sharing the same way? Are you still talking about very personal things that you probably wouldn't talk about with anybody else? Are you still connecting with the person same way you would if it was the opposite sex? Are you still telling them stuff that you didn't tell your husband yet?
Right.
And again, I'm not saying that you can't have that person.
Right.
There absolutely is 100% that person that you talk to that you just want to vent. You have your best friends that you've had, same sex, opposite sex, whatever. You've had your best friends. There's one person in your life, I'm sure that, but I tell them everything and I always have, or whatever it is. I'm not saying you can't do that. But what I'm saying is that it can be it's just very tricky because you're emotionally attaching to a person that you probably shouldn't be emotionally attaching to that type of way. Right. Whether they find you attractive or not. Let it be one time that y'all drunk. Let it be one time y'all went out for drinks and you're tipsy. Let it be one time that some. Look, I know multiple times where it's like, well, he gay, but this happened one time because you suddenly are attracted. I know many people. We have friends that are like, listen, I've never dated outside of my own sex, but. Like, for instance, we've talked about, or like how like celebrity crushes, right? Yep. Ooh, if I was gay, she cute. You know what I mean? It's no different, right? I'm not saying you guys go far left and this is always the situation, what happens, but there is intimately something you share with this person that you have never shared or you stopped doing because you started confiding here and not at home. Right. You started seeking here and looking forward to it here and not at home. Work wife, work husband means something very. What is a husband? What is the true definition, biblically, unbiblically? What is the true definition of a husband and a wife? And you are calling that person work that. You still do. You looking it up? Mm-hmm. Okay. We have made things very, very easy in our culture today. We have blurred lines in order to fit our culture today. That's personally. There are some things that has become very we changed it somewhere along the line, like sex, how we talked about sex. Sex has become very fluid in our culture. Being single and not needing to have a relationship, getting divorced is very culturally different now. You don't do the same things anymore, right? It's so easy to just break up a marriage and not work at it. There's things that we've changed for our culture in order to fit what we want.
Yeah.
There's things that we've done. We've made it very fluid to do certain things to make it okay so we can do it. We've changed the rules, essentially, of the things that are happening in our culture in order to fit our needs now.
That's the biggest thing you can't do. Like if there's a definition, like you were saying, there's a definition of something. Just because you decide, I want it to be this, doesn't mean it changes.
Right.
Like you can tell yourself that, but you're lying to yourself. The definition of a husband is a male partner in a marriage. So if you're calling somebody else that, then you're essentially bringing somebody else into your marriage.
Yeah.
I'm now calling this woman who is not in my marriage in my marriage.
Yeah.
And like you said, as you begin to say that, you're compromising a little bit every time.
Absolutely.
Every time.
100%.
So then when you do get in a situation, it makes it easier to make the wrong choice because you've like whittled away at that wall in your mind. You're like, it's not as bad. It's not, when in the beginning, you might have been like, oh God, I would never do that. Like, I can't even believe. Give it a year, give it 2 years. And then it's like,
it's not that big of a deal. Bet you call your work husband when something goes wrong at home. Tell me I'm wrong. Bet you call them before you call your counselor. I bet you call them before you call the people that would sit up on your couch with you to talk some things through, because the marriage is first.
yikes.
I'm just saying, would that person call your husband and say, hey, listen, Abby shared this with me and I really feel like you should know, because I think there's some things y'all need to talk about?
No, ain't a chance that that's happening.
Or are they going to agree with you? Are they going to agree to be like, I can't believe he did that. I can't believe Mark did that. I can't believe blah, 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 blah.
They're not objective. There's no way that they're going to be
You're
like,
for your people. You will always be for your people. Misery loves company. We have seen that time and time again in friends that, you know what, there's something that you didn't like in your own stuff. You're going through it with your own husband. You're doing whatever. You want somebody to relate. You attached your trauma to me. And now you want me to feel your trauma just as much as I felt that I'm here for you.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I can't have it. Things I won't do. Have a work husband. It's probably why I don't work with anybody. You are my work husband. Because we have a hey, work husband.
What's up? Do I still get to chase you around the desk? I mean, there's a wall there, so I can't chase you around it.
No, you can't chase me around the desk.
It's okay. I can chase you to the bedroom, though.
Yeah, you could.
Bet. We'll handle that later.
So, yeah,
anyway.
That's why we talk about having solid people that are for your marriage. People that you can confide in, that are for you guys, for the two of you, that could sit down and talk to the two of you, that can share with the two of you, that can, be a sounding board, that you trust, that you could share these personal things with. Hey, he is dealing with porn. Hey, she doesn't feel very loved and she's on the verge of stepping out. But a lot of times we are so fearful of people judging us, even the people closest to you.
Yeah, for sure.
Even the ones that know you, even the people that you go to church with, even no matter what, in the back of your head, oh my gosh, what are they going to think if they know that Mark deals with porn? What are they going to think if they knew Abby even thought about stepping out?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they have problems in their marriage. Oh my gosh. No, but that's why I need somebody I could be 100% real with, that's going to have my back, but have my husband's back too. That's going to have my interests and his interests at heart. You
got to keep it a buck. Otherwise, it's
what's the point?
It won't work.
What's the point?
It won't work. Like,
now, if you can have one, if there's boundaries set and you can do that, man, more power to you. In this house, we ain't having it. We ain't having opposite sex friends. We ain't having work husband, work wife. What else we ain't having? We ain't having no boundaries. We're not having. I'm just saying. I say these things because we have walked through them ourselves.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm still dealing with hurts and pains,
Yeah.
but I'm saying, man, if somebody was there for us when we were in San Antonio and somebody pulled us out of our trauma at the time of us trying to save our marriage and walking away with divorce papers, if somebody would have said, we want to partner with you guys, I don't know where we would be.
Oh man,
I am
it's so
so
different.
thankful that we ran here. I am so thankful that we found our church. I'm so thankful that we continue to try and seek God even after the failed churches that we went to.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am so thankful that you fought because you had people in your corner saying you need to fight.
Yeah.
So, there a lot of great can come out of a very bad situation. 100% believe that. Absolutely. But just think things can get very messy very quickly. And we've seen it because we've lived it. And if we can save one marriage from doing that, one relationship, man, then we've done our job. Then chicken and waffles is Gucci.
Yo, if anything that we have gone through can change your situation, somebody it's all worth it. It's all because we say this, it's all funny now and fun and games, and we can do a show and talk about these things and all that kind of stuff. But we have lived the hurt, we've lived the pain. Yeah. Like I've lived through having to tell my wife that, man, I've had an affair, and a lot of people want to quantify or classify, I guess, emotional between physical, and yes, it can matter. However, at the end of that is still the word affair.
Yeah.
Like,
did you do something that you probably should only be doing with your partner?
Exactly.
That you promised to only your partner.
Right.
Are you doing something outside of what you decided together as a couple, as a unit?
Yep.
Are you doing anything outside of that?
Yep.
It becomes there is so much power in your words. There's so much power in the tongue. And we talk about, even if you didn't believe in God, right? We talk about manifest it, speak it, do it. No matter what culture, what religion,
yep,
manifestations are real. They're real. I want to speak. We believe that when we bring our prayers to God, we believe that what we speak is real, is true, is binding. When we come, especially when the two of us are together, what we say, it becomes, because that's what we're taught and that's what we believe. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter. There is so much, no matter what you look at, there is so much power in the tongue.
It is. I mean, when you talk about like the whole like self-talk and self-speak, and it's, where you looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, I can do this, I can, I'm good enough, or whatever, whatnot, but you're speaking it.
Absolutely.
Like it matters because you're speaking it. So again, when you are talking to somebody and it's work wife, this is work wifey, this just work wifey, this just work wifey, like what you're continuing to put out there, it's not good for you.
Yeah.
It's just not. I mean, we've talked about all the things that can come, that will come from it. And this is not a bad things may happen. Like there's only one way that ends up. If you're married and you begin to speak this or something like that, lines will get blurred, boundaries will get crossed. You're going to begin to compromise your right and wrong. Yes. Like it just will, period. There's no getting around that.
Right.
It may be a month, it may be a year. Who knows?
Who knows?
But it's bound to happen as long as you head down that road.
It's no different than saying gym wife. You know what I mean? You guys work out at different times. No, it's no different than being like, oh, that's just my gym husband. Like I see him all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, blah, blah, blah. We work, like he spots me, whatever it is. We work out together. Yep. You are doing things. And I'm going to say you can't look at nobody. You can't talk to anybody. Please hear me. I am not saying that it has to be you have blinders on. You can't do anything. You're not allowed to. So you need to walk with your head down. Like this is Handmaid's Tale. You can't talk to anybody. Yeah. I'm saying you need to be very clear in your head what boundaries look like.
Yep.
You need to walk with caution if you really plan on stepping forward with any relationship.
Oh, for sure.
Best friend, work, whatever, mutual couple friends that you talk to their husband, you happen to text, whatever. I appreciate one of our friends. She texted me and was like, hey, can you reach out to Mark and ask if her son can come over or whatever? I'm like, reach out to him because I'm not there. I feel real weird texting somebody else's husband. I appreciate that. But I've also said, hey, go ahead, because
Right.
Mark and I have an agreement, especially with the ministries that we do, and at church or whatever. You're a single mom. Like I have no problem. Anybody can text you.
Yeah, but we talked about this before. She got 24/7 access to my phone, so there's nothing I'm hiding.
I have no
There's
secrets.
nothing, it's
Also, I don't know half my passwords half the time anyway. He has to reset them. I don't know. I can't hide nothing anyway because you just reset them for me. You look at my email. I don't know. I have nothing to hide. I'm also an awful liar. So, but it's true. I appreciate that she did that.
Yep.
Right? In our situation, in our situation of the infidelity, it was the person was single, whatever, and it wasn't, and no, she wasn't trying to go out and hurt us or think anything. But what hurt was she knew something was off, right? There was a vibe. Something was coming from it. But she didn't do anything.
Right.
That is the worst thing. You as a single person didn't do anything.
Yeah.
You didn't distance yourself when you saw it was going south.
Right.
When you saw that he was going to see you more than spending time at home with his own family.
Yeah.
That when he would call you about certain things instead of talking to me about them. So, sister wife,
Yeah.
all of that.
Yeah.
People spending time in your family that are single. We love to. We want to help singles.
Yeah. You gotta set proper boundaries though.
We gotta set proper boundaries. So I appreciate that she did that. Hey, I hear you. Thank you. Reach out to my husband because there's nothing that he's gonna hide from me.
Right.
But I've trusted you.
Yeah.
Like there's a trust built between us, and there are very clear boundaries where we don't accept.
Lots of things changed after that situation.
A lot. And you became over communicative. I'm like, hey, I'm not asking you, but I appreciate it.
Yeah.
But that also, I had to get over the fact that you did it. As awful as it was,
Right.
That's how people come back from things like this,
Right.
because I made the choice to trust you again.
Right.
And without that, I was still going to be sneaking around feeling like, what? So who's he talking to? So he went on another work trip. So what are they doing? Oh, so they have a room next to each other. Is he in her room or he's in his own room?
Right.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to drive myself crazy.
Yeah, you sure will.
Look. I don't know how these females do it when they're like, I went to his phone again. I was looking. Oh my gosh. You're going to, if you keep searching, you're going to find something.
I tell you, we've talked about it before. We've talked about it before.
That's like us being on Google. I'm going to keep trying to search for I'm going to keep searching WebMD until I know that.
Find the diagnosis that I want.
Yes, because I know I'm dying. I said I was this is a symptom of me dying. I told you I was dying. Babe, there's a 0.00002% chance you're going to die from this. Still going to die. It's at the end of the day, that's really what it is.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, you're
At
right.
the end of the day, that seriously, you're going to keep searching.
Yeah.
And so
yeah.
you if they're not going to set a boundary, who is? So no, I had to learn to trust you. I had to learn to get over it. One, I had to learn that you've learned from our mistakes.
Right.
I've learned from our mistakes. I'm going to continue to walk in forgiveness and mean it, because I'm never going to get over it.
Right.
I'm going to leave it in the past, and I'm going to keep pressing forward. And I can't expect things to change overnight.
Right.
Right? I can't expect to be okay overnight. But moving forward, we set boundaries. I think we are very passionate in these topics, in these situations. One, because we walked through it, but we see the outcome on the other side.
Oh, yeah.
And how beautiful it is. Marriage can be beautiful.
Absolutely.
Marriage is a beautiful thing.
Absolutely.
You can make it as fun, as exciting, as awful as you want to.
Yeah.
Go ahead and have your little work husband, little work wife. Go ahead.
I'm telling you.
I hope they support your family. When ish goes south, I hope they're gonna be there to pick up the pieces and step in for your 3 kids.
I guess
At
some point.
Run me my money. Past people of Mark's life that have been called work wives, I would like you to please reach out to Chicken and Waffles at gmail.com. Venmo, Cash App.
Yeah, but so you did touch on something that we are going to do in a later show, but you talked about finding somebody of the opposite sex attractive. Mm-hmm. So we're going to talk about that. Is it okay to find somebody of the opposite sex attractive? So that's going to be
We should.
That's going to be something, and I'm sure maybe the answer might surprise some of y'all.
Yeah.
Maybe the answer might surprise some of y'all because, well, we'll talk about it then. So you're just going to have to tune in whenever we have that. But for sure, you know what time it is. You got to like, you got to subscribe. If you're watching on your phone, click out the video, hit the little thumbs up because it helps.
It matters.
It definitely matters. Please do email us. Not all the previous people that I might have said work wife to. I don't want to see your emails.
No, I want to see your email. You know why? Because I have access to his emails. So
Chicken and Waffle Show at gmail.com. We got merch coming.
Yeah, we do.
We've been testing some things out, so we know some of y'all have asked for that. So we are working on those things. But until the next one,
we out.